same. In this class, you're going to learn why you developed it in the first place, this limiting belief, and why you developed this limiting belief in the first place. And you're also going to know how it's been affecting your life. Moving forward, you won't have this limiting belief anymore, and how it ruins your chances of attracting your perfect match or your soulmate or your forever partner, whichever it may be for you. And that's what I'm going to break down. I'm going to show you. And if you want to write in the chat, if you have any questions along while I'm going through this whole process, you're more than welcome to ask that. And I will chime in with that because I do know how to do that. And I'm really smooth at how I do that. So that's where I'm at. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to get going with this now. So the reason why you developed this limiting belief in the first place, it can go all the way back to your structure in your childhood, the way you were brought up. And my favorite question I always like to ask. So this is when I'm asking you these questions, all you can do is just sit with them. You can play with them. You can write them down, do whatever you need to do, because this is specifically for you. And I'm going to show you this model. I'm going to have you do some things as well so you can break down some different things in your world, in your life. And in your first date, in your first opportunity, your first chance that you were in a relationship or you were involved with the person and you made this means to be with this person, you got with this person. Why did you get with this person in the first place? And what was the reasoning for it that you got with this person in the first place? And you can understand that first relationship into your last relationship and look at what was going on. So I'm gonna paint the picture for you and I'm gonna show you what was going on. So everything has a pattern. I don't care who you are, what you are, or what you are. It's a pattern that you've been following. It's a pattern that you developed. And since you developed this pattern, you start to believe this pattern and you bought this pattern and you became the pattern. And that's it. That's totally how this works and how it goes. And this is what I'm going to show you. This is what I'm going to break down. So you can understand and remember that first date that first relationship that you were in into your last relationship. And the reason why you develop this limiting belief, because you have the energy that you're putting off and saying, look, all men are the same. I always attract losers. I always attract deadbeats. I always attract narcissists. All these things that you're saying. But this, like I said in the group, I will never, ever belittle or talk about another guy. I will never, ever do that. And I want to encourage you not to do that as well, because that's negative energy. That's lower vibrational things that's going to continue to allow you to attract or find or search or look for the same exact guy, just a different name. You were with John when you first got into this relationship, but through your years and through your experiences, you still are meeting John. Because it's a different person, but it's the same John, because of the level of thinking and the level of vibration, the level of energy that you're putting off into this person or into this situation or into what you're wanting to do. And you're coming from a lack position or you're coming from a desperation. Whether you're lonely or you're sad or you want to be in a relationship, you want this partner, you want this forever love, you want this husband, whatever it may be for you, you want these things. And I get a lot of people come to me and say, look here, coach, I'm okay with being a single. I'm okay with being alone. I can go shopping by myself. I can call my girls and we can go to the movies. I can go to the movies with myself. I'm okay. But I said, when you get back home, what are you doing when you get back home? And I said, I'm lonely, I'm disgusted, I'm speaking negatively to myself, I'm depressed, I'm hurting, I'm in pain, I'm just thinking about my ex, I'm thinking about all the things, all the experiences that I've experienced in my life, all the horrible things that were done to me, said to me by men, and I'm just disgusted with men. And when you continue this behavior and you see the pattern, and then I said, okay, well, how was your last relationship? How was your relationship after that relationship? Well, it was the same exact thing. He was abusive. It was the same exact thing. He was a cheater. It was the same exact thing. He belittled me. It was the same exact thing. He called me out of my name. It was the same exact thing. He wasn't emotionally available. It was the same exact thing. So all these different things, and I can break it down and I can show you. And now, what are you looking for in a man? And what are you looking for? And you understand what you're looking for. This is all going about how you do and why you develop this limiting belief in the first place. What are you looking for? Are you looking for financial, whatever? Are you looking for career, whatever? Are you looking for looks, whatever? Are you looking for what it drive, what it lives? What are you looking for? And what are your values and looking or searching for, or you wanting to attract this man? I'm gonna help you design this later towards the end on what you really want in your life versus what you've been looking and searching for. Your limiting belief has you going down this path. That limiting belief is the only reason why you're attracting what you're attracting. Values alignment. Great, Katie. I like that. And we're going to talk about this whole value thing and your alignment with your values. Because when you do this and when you align your values with the person you want to attract in your forever soulmate, forever partner, however you want to discover that. But the limiting belief develops, it was developed way in that first relationship. So you develop that limiting belief in your first relationship. And since that first relationship has been there, you develop this after that breakup or that separation, or whether it was a divorce, whatever it was that caused this limiting belief for you. Now you have been traveling with this limiting belief for years, and so maybe some of you decades. It goes all about however old you are and however many relationships you've been in. This limiting belief has been controlling your life. And as long as you continue with this limiting belief that you think all men are the same, you think that all men are deadbeats, you keep attracting narcissists, you keep attracting cheaters, you keep attracting things that you don't want in your life. My wife said something profound in our couples group. She said that we focus on things that we don't want, and that is what continues to happen to us. As long as we focus on that and we put all our energy and our time, our commitment, our discipline to what we don't want, that's what we're going to continue to keep attracting. I have this way of thinking that, I keep attracting narcissists, I keep attracting deadbeats, I keep attracting losers, I keep attracting cheaters. As long as I continue to keep saying these things, I'm putting it out to the universe, and the universe is just answering what I'm saying. My subconscious is programming, just like this computer is being programmed and downloaded, and you're programming and downloading things inside your life. And as long as you continue to keep doing that, your limiting belief will continue to keep controlling you. Your limiting belief will keep guiding you down this path, this full of misery and full of frustration. Sometimes you get angry. Sometimes you just annoyed, irritated. Sometimes you just like completely depressed. And you're like, why? And you keep saying, why is this happening to me? Why can I not attract love? Why can I not be happy and married right now? Why is this going on? And the more you have the lower vibrational thinking coming from lack or desperation, things are going to continue to happen to you. This limiting belief was from the first relationship. You developed this limiting belief. Believe it or not, you developed this from the first relationship that you were hurt in, the first relationship that you put your all in. Your first relationship, I don't care if you were 14, I don't care if you were 20. It doesn't matter. When that first relationship that you were hurt in, you developed this limiting belief. And now, since you developed that, since that first relationship, it's been carrying with you, and all you've been knowing and all you've been saying and all you've been doing and all you've been being is this limiting belief. This is really not you. This is not who you are in your core, in your essence, in your being. This is your human side that has been conditioned and programmed to be, talk, look, act a certain way. But your being side, your essence is lovable, peaceful, joyful, committed, excited, joyful, peaceful. Would never gossip about another man, would never gossip and belittle another man, would never gossip and belittle and talk about another human being. That's who you are in your being, your essence. But the human of you has been conditioned and programmed to be a certain way. And this is what I want you to understand. As you look back now, as I'm talking, and you look at your relationships, what were you wanting in those relationships from each of those relationships? What did you want at the time? Who set the meeting up? Who set the date up? Who was involved in this date? Was it your friends that set you up with their friend that knows a friend? Was it your parents that influenced you, that they know this guy? Was it a coworker that influenced you? Were you in a toxic relationship and one of your coworkers were praising you and giving you all this recognition, all this attention that your partner that you were with didn't give you, and you thought this was the guy because he's showing you everything that your partner that you're with is not showing you and doing for you. You start developing this limiting belief. However it comes to you, however it's formulated, you develop this, and it's all about you. It has nothing to do with those men. And I know it's painful for you to hear this, but I have to be a realist, and I have to go to the cause, not the effect. The effect is that you're single. The effect is that all these things have been happening to you. I'm not degrading or belittling what happened to you. It's what happened to you, absolutely. But it has nothing to do with a man. has everything to do with your limiting beliefs and who you are and who you're designed to be and who you created to be. As long as you still operate from that limiting belief, this is what you're going to continue to keep attracting. These limiting beliefs about men, these negativities, these negative speaking, negatively talking, negatively gossiping to your friends, to yourself, to your coworkers, whoever you're speaking with. As long as you operate like this is what's going to continue to happen in your world, in your life. And this has been affecting you in your life severely because I understand the pain. Because I've gone through it and I experienced it from the man point of view. My wife experienced it from the woman point of view. That's why I started to I wanted to do this work, because when you understand being alone and being alone, I said it like that, being alone and being alone. And let me break that down for you. I was good with being alone and being alone at home, being alone by myself and everything. I was great with that. I enjoyed that. And if you enjoy that, what you can give yourself when you're alone, what you can give yourself when you're by yourself, when you give yourself the love, the affection, and the attention, and the praise, and the recognition, you give it to yourself. And what you're expecting for another person to do for you, it doesn't matter because you're giving it to you first. And once you give it to you first, now what this person is going to do for you, just going to amplify it. It's just going to increase it in abundance because you're already giving it and doing it to you. Not putting a mask on and going out and get your pedicure, your mani, and getting your hair done and dolling yourself up. It's not all of that's self-care. That's not self-love. Self-love is you giving yourself the attention and the praise. And when you're broken down, when you're sad, you can build yourself back up and say, look, it's okay because I love me and I'm safe in this body and this skin. I'm enjoying life because those triggers are going to happen. It can be a trigger from a smell, from a place that you've gone to with your ex, a noise, a TV show, a sound can trigger that, which is completely okay. What starts to be a problem is you linger in that and you start telling yourself all these stories. I remember he did this. Why did he do this? Why me? Why do I have to suffer? Why did he choose me to do this with? Now he's happy, successfully married. Why me? Why couldn't that not been me? Why couldn't he have changed for me? Why he couldn't have done that for me? You start having that pity party again. Now you're victimizing yourself and you're not the victor. Understand what I'm saying here. And all this being alone versus lonely. You can be alone without feeling lonely. Absolutely. And that's the breakdown. That's what I'm saying here. So when you're alone and you're enjoying your alone time and you're at complete peace with being alone and embracing your alone time and understanding that this is my time to shine. And what I mean by this is my time to shine, that I get the opportunity to heal my wounds. I get the opportunity to discover more deeply who I am inside and where my pain is relying at. What's going on with my organs? Is my back hurting? Is my stomach hurting? My solar plexus, my chest, my neck, my head? Am I having migraines all the time? Because I'm completely speaking negatively to myself. I'm completely have my thoughts running crazy. We have 60,000 thoughts a day. And 95% of those 60,000 are the thoughts from yesterday. As long as you operate with yesterday, last week, last year on your mind, you get the same results. The same pain comes, the same adversity comes, the same challenges come, the same frustrations come, because it's 5% is only conscious. 5% are new thoughts. That's not very many. If you look at 60,000 thoughts a day and 95% of them are from the day before, only 5% are new and created new. When do you create those new ones? When you first get up? In the middle of the day? All through the day at nighttime? When is that for you? Understand, What's been going on in your patterns that you've been operating from and the things you've been doing to yourself? Remember, this is all about you. I only speak about you. That's all I do. Nothing to do with anyone else. This is about you and for you to recognize and realize what you've been doing and what you've caused to yourself. I remember that I was causing a lot of pain to myself. I was hurting. I was broken. I was wanting to get validation from the external world.